Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Today, we're following the yellow brick road, but it's not paved with bricks anymore. It's being paved with pixels. L. Frank Baum's classic tale, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, is getting a 21st century makeover thanks to generative artificial intelligence. We're not just talking about colorizing old footage. We're talking about a fundamental reimagining of a cultural touchstone, from AI-penned sequels to immersive cinematic spectacles. And this journey into a digitally expanded Oz is sparking a huge debate. Is this the future of entertainment, or is it an artistic desecration? The most monumental and controversial example of this trend is a project called The Wizard of Oz at Sphere. Imagine taking the classic 1939 MGM movie and blowing it up to fit on a screen that's 160,000 square feet, wrapping around you in stunning 16K resolution. That's the Sphere in Las Vegas, a colossal venue demanding a colossal technological feat. This wasn't a simple screening. It was a partnership between Sphere Entertainment, Warner Brothers, and Google Cloud to forge an entirely new kind of media. The problem was immense. The original film was shot nearly a century ago on 35mm film in a boxy 4:3 aspect ratio. Simply stretching it would turn Judy Garland's face into a 6-story, blurry mess. The creative team, a force of thousands including researchers from Google DeepMind, realized traditional CGI wouldn't work. The only tool powerful enough for a transformation on this scale was AI. Their 2-year journey involved a suite of Google's most advanced AI models like Gemini, Veo, and Imagen to do more than just enhance the film. They had to expand its world. First came what's called super resolution. The team fed the AI the original, grainy celluloid frames, but they didn't stop there. They also gave it a massive archive of production materials, the original script, set blueprints, old photographs, and production illustrations. This allowed the AI to upscale the film to ultra-high definition with incredible accuracy, rendering everything from the freckles on Dorothy's face to the texture of the scarecrow's burlap with stunning clarity. The next step is where the true reimagining begins. It's a technique called AI outpainting. Think of it like this. The AI generates new visual information beyond the boundaries of the original frame. For example, a tight shot of Dorothy talking could be expanded to show the entire yellow brick road stretching to the horizon, the poppy fields in their full glory, and the fantastical Oz landscapes that the original filmmakers could only hint at. Over 90% of the film was touched up this way, with AI creating skies, extending sets, and filling in the world that was previously left to our imagination. But the most controversial technique was performance generation. In the 1939 film, because of camera cuts and framing, not all characters are visible in every scene, even if they're supposed to be there. To create a continuous, seamless experience for the Sphere, the AI was used to generate performances for characters who are off-screen. In a scene where the camera might have cut away from Uncle Henry, the AI, guided by the script and actor Charlie Grapewin's mannerisms from other scenes, would generate his continued presence and movement within the newly expanded frame. This allowed entire sequences to play out in what feels like a single, unbroken shot. To complete the experience, the film's score was re-recorded with a live orchestra on the original MGM soundstage, and the Sphere's 167,000 speakers create a soundscape that surrounds you. There are even 4D effects. 750 horsepower fans simulate the tornado, seats vibrate, and helium-filled, drone-powered flying monkeys can swoop over the audience. As you might expect, the reaction to this AI-enhanced Oz was immediate and deeply divided. On one hand, many were blown away by the spectacle. USA Today called it an exhaustive, finely detailed endeavor. The creators argued they weren't altering the film's essence, but were bringing the audience into the film, as if they were on set. They claim this is what the original filmmakers would have done if they had the technology. On the other hand, when clips were released online, they sparked outrage. The Oz Archive, a fan account, called the AI touch-ups disgraceful. Critics hated the visuals, describing them as garishly ugly. They argued the natural grain of the celluloid was replaced by an uncanny plasticity and a poreless plastic sheen on the actors' faces. The AI-generated additions, like an extended roof on the Gales farmhouse, were seen as unnecessary and distracting. But the harshest criticism was aimed at the performance generation. The idea of using AI to reanimate a deceased actor like Charlie Grapewin, who played Uncle Henry, and have him perform new actions he never filmed, was seen as ethically repulsive. Some called it gross and disrespectful, and an affront to art and nature. Film critic Stephen Whitty declared the project a desecration. This brings up a fundamental question. Is this a restoration or a revision? Ben Grossman, the visual effects supervisor, was clear on this. He said, "What we're doing is not a Scorsese restoration. What we're doing is an experiential version." This split reaction highlights a growing anxiety around AI. Some see a tool that can breathe new life into classics, while others see a technology that threatens artistic integrity. But the Sphere project is just one stop on this new yellow brick road. The original Oz books by L. Frank Baum are in the public domain, which provides fertile ground for all kinds of AI creativity, free from the strict copyright of the 1939 film. For instance, generative text models are now writing entirely new Ozian tales. Using tools like Hyperwrite or platforms like Talify, you can prompt an AI to write a new chapter from the perspective of the Cowardly Lion, or create a backstory for the Tin Woodman. One company, Hidden Door, even launched a digital tabletop RPG set in Oz, using AI to generate customized games for each player based on Baum's public domain lore. The visual world of Oz is also being explored. Artists and hobbyists are using AI art generators like Midjourney and Recraft to create stunning and sometimes bizarre interpretations. By writing detailed text prompts, you can generate hyper-realistic portraits of the Scarecrow, surrealist landscapes of the Emerald City, or even ask for a character in the style of a famous artist, like the Cowardly Lion in the style of Matthew Barney. You can ask, what if the Emerald City was a cyberpunk metropolis? What if the winged monkeys were biomechanical creatures? AI art platforms provide the canvas to answer these questions. Even the musical landscape of Oz is being explored. AI music generators like Suno can create original compositions from simple text prompts. You could ask for a haunting lullaby for a cowardly lion, or an epic orchestral theme for the defense of the Emerald City. All of this creative exploration inevitably runs into a complex legal and ethical maze. The core of the issue is the dual copyright status of the Oz universe. As I mentioned, Baum's original books are in the public domain. That means the characters and plots from those books are free for anyone to use. That's why AI-written sequels and RPGs are legally possible. However, the 1939 MGM film is a derivative work and is still protected by copyright until the end of 2034. This copyright covers everything unique to the film: the actors' likenesses, the iconic ruby slippers, they were silver in the book, and famous songs like Over the Rainbow. This is why the Sphere project had to be an official collaboration with the copyright holder, Warner Bros. Discovery. Generative AI complicates things even further. Who is the author of an AI-generated work? The U.S. Copyright Office has stated that works generated entirely by AI without meaningful human input are not eligible for copyright. But where do you draw that line? Then there's the issue of training data. AI models are trained on vast datasets of text and images scraped from the internet, much of it copyrighted. Major lawsuits are currently testing whether this constitutes mass copyright infringement or if it falls under fair use. The outcomes will have profound implications for the entire AI industry. And finally, we circle back to the ethics. Is it right to alter a classic film, potentially erasing the original artistic intent? Film restoration experts worry that AI tools can create a